In tonight's special cover story, the sickest children and the rapid transport to save their lives.
Medical reporter Dina Bear brings you a unique perspective of what happens after the emergency call for a helicopter comes in.
The best and sometimes last chance for survival for sick kids begins here, atop the helipad at Lurie Children's Hospital. When children, some critically ill, require a level of care many community hospitals simply can't provide, the Lurie transport team kicks into action. We got unprecedented access, spending 24 hours with the team. Then, in the middle of the night, an urgent call and a transport that changed the course of a family's life.
A call came in about a kid that sounded pretty sick.
It is a 4-year-old with what looks like a possible new diagnosis brain tumor with a midline shift, and by my calculation, a GCS of 8 that's only breathing 16.
Holy.
With a heart rate of 80. We're going to work on maybe trying to see if we can get a flight down there.
Once I heard the vital signs, based on her age, I knew that she was very, very sick.
I love what I do. It makes me all emotional and everything.
This is Tracy Rojas' third flight of her entire career.
It's a different day every day, and it's a different transport every transport.
Most of her transports are by ambulance, but flying is twice as fast as driving. And tonight, she and her partner, respiratory therapist Kristen Vela, need to reach the little girl with life-threatening pressure in her brain urgently.
Davis, you want the big stuff first?
It will be a 17-minute trip to Silver Cross Hospital in New Lenox.
Here, tied down and secure in the back there. Okay, here we go.
We feel like we're as prepared to go as we can possibly be. You just use the experience that you come with and the training that you have gotten since we've been on the Lurie team.
And we're off the ground at 0005. There is 5 of us on board.
We knew that the airway was secured. We knew that they had given as many drugs and had done as many therapies as they needed. And that's the best case scenario, that we've given the outside hospital as much information as they need to treat the patient, because it's really scary for a lot of the hospitals that don't routinely do pediatrics to get a sick infant or a sick child in their unit.
And we got 1 hour 50 minutes of fuel in route to Silver Cross.
Lurie Children's Transport Team, this is Meg. How can I help you?
With one team in the air, overnight triage nurse Meg Santoro preps a second crew, already nearing the end of their shift, for a run to the northwest suburbs.
Continuous mag, Salumedrol, got a bunch of boluses.
All in the ER.
Yes, and then got admitted to the floor.
The whole goal is to be able to get the care that we can provide outside the walls of this facility and get it to the bedside at the referring facilities.
Since 12/23, they notice the pain. The baby's only 6 weeks old.
During peak hours, there are 3 teams at the ready, but none were sitting idle during our visit.
Which patient are you going on? The West Sub?
Last year alone, the department transported about 2,000 patients.
We're going to have this team turn around and go right out the door.
Most came by ambulance.
What do you have?
Just 18 by helicopter.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We have pretty tight criteria, and we only fly for kids that are really sick.
Aircom, Lester and Juliet. Yeah, we're down secure on the ground, 0025.
Right. You just go in, and I know what she needs to do. She knows what I need to do. Hey, sweetie. Noria. Good job. As soon as we walked in the room, you know, you can tell by her color. You could tell by the calmness in the room that they were comfortable with kind of where they were.
To be a really successful transport nurse or respiratory therapist, you have the ability to take an enormous amount of knowledge and just very methodically go from head to toe.
So we're down at Silver Cross with little Isabella.
Communication that goes from the bedside.
Her heart rate is right at 100.
Back to Lurie as they paint that picture for the receiving care team here.
Hey, Mom, she looks really good right now, okay? So we're just going to pack her up, put her on our monitor, switch over our IV fluids, and put her on our stretcher and head off, okay?
The reality of the role is that you're going in and you're establishing a relationship with these families. You have seconds to minutes to establish this trusting relationship.
It was scary for me and my husband, and we knew what we were, starting to be up against.
The results of a CT scan were alarming. There was something in Bella's brain causing the life-threatening pressure in her head.
On New Year's Eve, actually, she came down with some fatigue. And we kind of just, thought maybe it was from the holidays. The next couple of days, she came out of it. She was fine. The sleepiness wasn't there.
But hours before Melissa Beltrame brought her daughter Isabella to the emergency room at Silver Cross, the 4-year-old's behavior changed again.
She had a couple of accidents, urine, and she was under the sleepiness again.
She vomited one time, though, at home this evening.
Okay.
And then that's what the mom was like, this is just not right.
Okay. Any pupil changes or anything for you guys? Nothing? Smooth intubation?
As a mother, your instincts, I knew that there was something wrong. And she was too weak, she was too fatigued, she was too not there to articulate that. And I needed to do that for her.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
And then when they came back and also told us that she was going to be transferred via helicopter.
I love you, and I'll see you in a little bit, okay?
All right, Mommy, you drive safe, okay? Be careful.
Thank you so much. That was another fear that goes through your mind. All of a sudden, you're like, your kid is off the ground and in the air, and what happens, and you're not with them, and you just, a lot of things are going through your mind at that point.
Families are not allowed on the transport helicopter. Bella's parents say they are glad we were able to document the incredible care for them. Tomorrow night, see the moment Bella arrives here, the handoff, and the extraordinary measures taken to keep her alive. That's part 2 of our coverage of the Lurie transport team. At Lurie Children's Hospital, Dina Baer, WGN News.